A little rough around the edges.
Of course, the slabs fix everything as soon as things are right in the world. And things are right in the world only if and when Rachel Epelos and I are together. The whole world creaks and suffers when we're separated, as you can see with this whole virus fiasco. Things are going to start making a lot more sense now that Rachel and I are together. Mm-hmm. Of course, what's the first thing that happens when Rachel arrives? First thing, as per Winston's mom. Hi, Octavia Silva. Winston's mom said, like, Rachel, when you get to Arcadia, you look around for pee-pee because she's probably just a few feet from the door. Well, first thing she does when she gets here, says, there's pee-pee. And we got pee-pee, and we took her to the vet. Now, for this vet visit. I really wasn't anticipating spending on it. I was anticipating, okay, well, look, I'm getting ahead here. We're good, building up a little bit of a cushion, and that's great. And then, boom, $1,000 bill. Come on now. But it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. Yeah, Rachel's here.
I'll be right there.
She's right here, and totally slabby. Couldn't have been more slabby, including the cost. It's like last time I was talking to the slabs and expressing to them that, if Phoebe is okay, she would come back. I'd definitely take her to the vet, and I understand it's going to cost a lot, and that's fine. Definitely will pay for it, whatever, slabs. Well, they called me on my bluff, Now I'm paying almost $1,000.
Hi, Octavia Silva.
You figured out a way to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,003.
Oh, that thing that quit. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I can see that.
Hi, Olivia.
Wickoslow. Yeah, I got it. I hear you. I understand. I actually can piece it together. So it's probably been a while since Rachel's had a nice bong rib.
Yeah.
You look like you need one.
Really do.
I want to dedicate this bong rib to your brother Anthony. I think that'd be appropriate. Anthony Michael Epelos. So this bong rib's dedicated to you. What the fuck's up?
We found Pee-Pee.
We found Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee's at the vet right now getting treatment.
Yeah.
And emptying my wallet of $1,000 in the process.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Of course, she had to go to the vet on a Sunday.
So we had to go to the ER.
Yeah, we had to go to the ER, and you know how everything's more expensive on a Sunday.
You're such a dad.
Okay, Bacon, now you're getting a little more mathy than I can handle. Shout out. I want to give a shout out to Lovamere Cats. Sorry, I forgot your lungs are not accustomed. My bad, darling. I overpacked that for her. She should have been aware. Should have been a lot more aware. She's got morning lung.
I do.
She's got morning lung. She hasn't smoked any bong ribs yet. I love your hair, baby. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
It looks so good.
Thank you. I'm so glad you like it.
In general, you look so good and juicy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we avoided that catastrophe. The thing is, if Rachel had been a day or two later, I'm sure people would have died. But the slabs need us to be together, or everything falls apart. I know this is insane. I get the fact that there's no possible way the whole world is based on whether or not Rachel Epelos and I are together, except it is.
I couldn't believe that I saw her in the back. I was like, because you always mentioned about that spot that she has underneath the deck. So that was my first spot, and she was hanging outside there.
How can you be the same MBTI type as me? Well, take 1 part extroverted intuition, 2 parts introverted thinking. What do you mean? Because I have magical thinking and you're rejecting magical thinking? Well, that's because you haven't leveled up all the way yet, Cedric Vici. You haven't leveled up. When Rachel and I got together today, you could hear as things fall into place. It's like the slabs are like, thank you, finally. We're not going to allow this to continue any longer.
You know what's funny, too? I feel like the slabs like made me leave my credit card behind, so I wasn't like, hey, just put it on my card, because I would have done that. Like I would have just been like, put it all on my card, but that's a bad
That's
decision.
a bad decision. Frank James says he wants to be my boyfriend, but he's not my type. But what?
I'm sorry, 123, because I think he was live streaming before.
Oh, 123's I think looking for a woman anyway.
Are you?
I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, that's Fenty Deluxe, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, is it you? You know that?
Yeah, Fenty is after you.
Well, you know,
Can't blame him.
You can't have Frank James. You got to go for second best. That's me.
I get it, but we are very different. But also, similar remind me of myself when people tell me that I am being annoying. Well, then you're probably the same because
you're hanging around too many sensors. What does that mean? Cedric Beachy? You're not being enabled to manifest yourself as you want to without pushback. You know, it's a tricky line to walk, of course, because a certain amount of pushback and shaping from FE considerations of other people are critical to making HPs less. Yeah, I'm sure that's true, Bacon.
You're gonna be my number one, Eric. Well, I mean, it was ENFPs.
Thanks. Well, I'm glad Frank James rejected you this morning because now you've seen the light. Now you know. The tide is high. The tide is high right now, but the thing is, everything's gonna start changing now because Rachel and I are together, and the slabs are satisfied. They charged me $1,000, but that's fine. You know, it's like that's when the slabs are being gentle. When they're being gentle, they extract money you can afford right now from you instead of either money you can't afford right now or money or something other than money. Mm-hmm. FI is the heart's way of thinking, and FE is the heart's way of interacting. Is that right? I don't dislike that presentation. Philosophical thinker. I like it. It's
me too.
It's a good way of putting it. It's metaphorical, but I like it.
Yeah, she was hurt more before Bacon.
I mean, she was hurt more than before, but also less injured, probably. Actually,
we're not sure.
We're not sure if she's even broken her leg. They're not sure if she broke it. They think it's just infected. She got a bite or something from an animal, and
they said we got her at a good time because it could have gotten more infected, and then.
Yep. And so the last time I pulled a card for PP, she was like at the breaking point card. You remember that one at the breaking point card that says that at your limit at the breaking point can't go any further or whatever, that card.
I thought Justice was the last one.
Oh well, yeah, before that one, I mean. Justice was the last one I pulled. Before Justice, I pulled that card that was I think 10 of Swords.
Oh yeah.
And that one hurt my heart a lot. You know, it really made me feel like, oh, she's suffering right now. The Justice one I thought was indicative of the thing being resolved one way or another.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was. We got justice in the end because, yes, I got to save my kitty, but the slabs weren't going to let me get away without a fine, you know? I got fined. You want justice against the animal that hurt her? We're not sure who it was. I think it probably wasn't another cat, though, because otherwise it wouldn't have gotten so infected. I think it's probably a wild animal.
I don't know what.
That would get, like, it could be a raccoon. Could be a big possum, maybe. That would get open. Like a possum is going to get infected for sure if she got a fight with a possum, because possums are gross and marsupials, and they're just like their saliva is like it's poison almost. You know.
Ew.
They're like Komodo dragons, like that kind of.
I didn't know that.
Arrow, sir, can you please reassure me that it is impossible for an EHP to fall in love? It is very possible. The thing is, it's impossible for an EHP to ever truly enjoy the full range of what that means, probably. And that's unfortunate. Of falling in love. Like, I've definitely fallen deeply in love with Rachel, but it's probably true that on some level, I'm not getting all the juice that comes with that normally because I'm FI polar. Like, there's lots of nuanced aspects of being in love with somebody that I'm just never going to experience and not even going to miss because I don't recognize that I'm missing them, you know. But that's just being FI polar. Regardless, you don't compare against some sort of ideal. You compare against your state when you're not in love, and it's a very clear difference. The thing about being in love is it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget that you're in love, and you know that's what it means to be FI polar. But your soul is still aching for the person. You don't really recognize it. It's an odd phenomenon.
The truth is, though, that I can't handle too much of that. Me personally.
But like
too much FI.
Yeah, me neither. So it's like Rachel and I have great kind of FI that's I don't know, it's like it's very positive FI, but it's not
thinking about it too much, B.
Yeah, I can't think about FI very much. Well, that's what I'm saying basically. Being FI forward means when I start talking about it, I get confused and I start saying confusing things and I go, I don't know. It's like that's what happens every time I start talking about it.
But the thing is, when you do talk about it, it's so genuine.
Yeah, I mean, I very much love Rachel. Way more than I was like, this is way different than anything either of us have been in before.
Oh my god. Nothing compares.
Yeah, I'm certain, and one of the great things is I'm completely confident and comfortable saying that and speaking on her behalf in that capacity. Like that's part of what it means to really get to, like to realize you really are that much on the same page is you stop prioritizing quite so much the FE caution stuff, like disclaimers and shit. I'm not worried that I'm not speaking. I'm speaking for Rachel when I say this is something that neither of us have ever experienced before.
No, it's not.
But you gotta find the right person, said Rikichi. You find the right person and also be in the right place. You gotta have both those things. You can both people have to be in the right place, and you have to find the right person. Well, at distance prolong the infatuation stage. No, because remember, she came here after we got together and she lived with me for about 3 months. Then we had a little problem around Christmas and she went back to New York for about 2 months, a little more than 2 months maybe. And then she came back to go to Hawaii with us, and then she went back to New York for a couple of weeks, and now she's back again for a couple of weeks, and then we're gonna see what happens for a couple of weeks, and then she's gonna back here to live. So in other words, she's here on vacation again for 2 weeks. Then she's going to be gone for 2 weeks. She and I are probably going to be gone together. We're probably going to take a trip around April 1st through the 15th or so, and then she'll come back here to live with me. And we'll be living together at that point forward. Absence makes the heart glow stronger. It's funny stuff. 1, 2, 3. Why would you love her? Why would I love her? Or why do I love her? Why would I love her?
Hey, CJ O'Connell. I am glad that this stream is more up to your speed.
Why do I love her?
Yeah, it's like I've only heard that question asked if you don't like the person.
I mean, I understand the question. He's really saying, why is it more useful to you to love her than to take some other approach to this matter?
Ah.
That's a very ENTP sort of question to ask. Most people would be offended by it, but I understand what he means.
No, I wasn't upset. I wasn't offended. I thought it was just worded strangely.
I'm saying most people who were the recipient of that question, as I was, would be offended by it, but I'm an ENTP, so I understand it.
You're right.
You know?
Yep.
Uh, you don't have any choice ultimately, but regardless, it's better than not. It's way better when you really. I mean, to say that you are really in love with somebody and to say that you're never worried about them in the sense that you're never worried they're gonna attack you. You're never worried they're gonna cut you down. You're never worried that you're not safe with them, and you're never worried that you're not on the same page. That they're not very confident about the relationship or whatever. That one of you is more into it than the other one. You're not worried about any of that shit. All that stuff goes away.
It's nice.
All the concerns, and then there's really not any conflict, and you're just enjoying each other's company. And oh, Matthew, you silly goose. Why do you love her? What makes you love her? You're asking some hard questions, Cedric Beachy. I don't know how to answer that question, I guess. What makes me love her? I mean, it's just... Well, it's like... I can't... I don't know, man. I can't talk... It doesn't make sense. It's like... You can't answer that kind of question. It's not the sort of question that makes any sense about this. It's not... It's meant to be. It's not like I choose to love her or I don't choose to love her or it's a behavior like I once thought. It's more like it's fittedness. It's the universe has made it very clear to I think both of us that when we are together, everything is fitted as it should be.
Yeah.
And when we are not, things are not fitted as they should be. We're incomplete people.
100%.
It's very dorky to say, but it's like that movie about
true.
The completion of the other person is why does she love me?
Am I answering this or?
I mean, he asked it to me, but I'm assuming you're.
That's a very difficult question because it's not like it's not things. It's just
I'm
you.
host Eric Cedric Beachy. Okay, that one should be easy. Just kidding.
No, it is. It's who you are.
I'm just kidding. Aloe.
I don't know.
Please derive your moisture logically. Right. That's basically what Cedric Beachy's saying.
Yeah.
So let's finally, I got somebody I can talk to about this, Eric. Surely you can turn FI into TI. Not really.
I find that, no.
It's a little tricky. I mean, I can almost do it, but I just always fall apart somewhere in the middle of it. It's fittedness. I can turn it into NI better, right? I can turn it into NI and SI a lot better than I can turn it into TI.
Yeah.
So the FI, I can convert it into SI by saying she's extremely comfortable experientially to be with. That I find myself, like, for example, there's a basic SI test of compatibility, which is normally with most people, with everybody, including Rachel, there's a finite capacity for touching, right? Like in certain contexts, more or less. If you're in bed, you want to kind of touch, and then you want to go to sleep. You don't really want to touch, right? And in general, there's there are points where it's like, oh, how nice, and then that eventually will say willing to, okay, you're all up on me, I'm sure everybody understands this basic feeling, right?
Absolutely.
So with Rachel, my tolerance for touching before I start feeling like you're all up on me.
It's 4:20. That's why my alarm is going off.
Oh, good. I'm sorry I didn't smoke. You were sitting there without smoking more bowls. I am so glad we have a 4:20 alarm around here. Anthony, I transubstantiate this bong rip to you, okay? Anthony Lapalosa, here we go. This one's just for you. I'm gonna blow it right in your face.
Boom.
So
Aloe. I like that name, Fra Estrada. Aloe. It's cute. I say yodels.
so there's the there's a question of like that, right? Fundamental compatibility. There's lots of tests. How does the other person smell to you? Rachel smells like nothing or great, one of the two.
Yeah.
Most surprisingly like nothing much of the time. Even when she should stink. Her face looks pretty enough. That's why you would explain part of why you love her. Well, I mean, it does. Look, at the beginning of a relationship, it doesn't hurt. Obviously, especially at the beginning, but throughout, obviously, you want to be physically attracted to the person. You know, I can tell you right from the outset, I felt like I was getting away with something because
yeah,
she was she's just like, you know, she's obviously a lot younger than I am, and obviously I enjoy humping her a great deal. So so that's important to be attracted to the person, but that's all part of the whole compatibility matrix. It's like I do find her very attractive. I do like to have intercourse with her a lot and all that stuff. But it's also critically important that we sort of have the same approach to it. You know,
yeah.
different people have very different approaches to their sex life, and Rachel and I have very similar approach, which is it's chill, you know?
Yeah.
It's
And
like
fun,
and
I have to
fun
say.
and not so like ridiculous, overbearing or
We
whatever.
laugh
Yeah.
too.
We laugh a lot. So the thing is, you know, I've heard hi Eric Moore. I've heard a lot of shit about how, okay, well, number one, it's not healthy if you don't fight at all. I don't really expect Rachel and I to fight at all. I mean, occasionally we might have a little, yeah, right? But I think we're done with our fights. I think we fought our fights that needed to be fought. And we got through those fights successfully. We managed to pull through them. And I don't think we really fought in quite
Even
a while.
when, like, I just keep on going back to, like, Berkeley, how,
Mhm.
like, everything was so set up for us to get pissy with each other. And really, we were just, like, not.
Right. Yeah, she's an INFJ. Exactly. We had all kinds of good reason for that trip to turn sour. For her, you know, shit would go south. We'd turn through the wrong turn.
Yeah.
Whatever, we get lost.
I had I lost my phone in the car, and then I get lost on campus. I'm like looking for you. I walk out the door. There's a dog without its leash on. A fight that we already had. And
well, like, and so of course, wait, listen. So at this moment, she does get pissy, but no, it's because we're not together. Things are going wrong, right? She's lost her phone.
Yeah.
And she's trying to find me. And as soon as we get together, she's still rolling on me. I'm pissy.
It was like but it was just like a little friction. It wasn't like a full blown anything.
Friction. It was just those adorable little teeny middle fingers go up. She's just like, fuck you.
I like to be like, I see you. So yeah. But
we didn't have any quarrel.
No, we didn't.
No,
because
we didn't.
Both were like, this is ridiculous right now.
Well, I'm just like, Rachel, what's Rachel? What the fuck? And she's just like, let's just go over there. I'm like, okay, fine, let's go over there. She chilled out. I chilled out. We didn't even fight at all. In fact, as soon as we get back together, it's like it resolves shit, right?
And then we realize it's like slab stuff going on.
It's always slab stuff. It brings the NI quality to my life that never has been here before as well. The slabs have never been so active and like visible, you know, like not hiding themselves even hardly anymore.
No, like that,
like the cat. Just as soon as we get back here, I had said to myself, you know, it's like, okay, well, hopefully, and I was driving to the airport, hopefully once Rachel's back here, the cat will appear because things are right with the universe as they ought to be. Literally, we walk in here and she's like, "There's the cat."
I was a little bit more frantic than that, but yes, I was.
Right, but that's how long it took to find it. It's not like you looked around.
No.
First place you looked, right?
Yeah, first place I looked.
And the thing is, the reason Rachel and I probably won't really ever fight is because there's some sort of understanding that there's no point, it's like there's never any point, because if she's being whatever, I don't bother to fight her, because it's not a logical thing,
Really like tiredness makes me real
yeah,
meh, just don't talk to me. I guess I don't mean to be like that, but
after Tom Jefferson said it's the little things that build up over time that make you slowly become a person. I agree, absolutely.
What?
It's the little things that build up over time that make you slowly resent a person.
Yeah.
Totally.
It is.
So why won't that happen to you and me, Rachel?
Because that doesn't happen. Well, I don't let anything build up anyway.
Neither of us lets anything build up.
It makes me feel crappy.
We resolve everything immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's never any burying anything underneath. There's never any sitting on something letting it smolder or whatever.
No.
Instantly, we address absolutely everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with the ticket, I started to get panicky, and I called you a few times, and I was like, let's do this, because I just couldn't sit there any longer and wait. I just had to. So.
Right. So it's like if I'm being unnecessarily casual about things, as I was saying, well, we'll wait till Wednesday when we could move the flight up for a relatively cheap price. It was only like $75 more or something. Well, then Rachel's NI is going to say, Eric, let me call you again. What's the matter, baby? I'm worried about this thing. Okay, well then go down to the thing, and she says, okay, I will, and then that's it. It's not like we're in disagreement. Once she informs me that if she's going to be basically, Eric, you said let's wait till Wednesday now. I don't like that idea. I disagree with you. But the way she's going to approach it is, I'm really worried about this. I'm worried she's going to close the things. She just conveyed to me that she's worried, not critiquing me for being wrong. And then I say, okay, well, maybe you're right. Let's fill it out. It's really easy for us to find common ground, because it's never win-loss. I mean, literally never. But we're never okay with things being win-loss.
Hell no. I don't like that.
And so Bacon says, couples that fight occasionally last longer than couples that don't fight ever. This is something I've heard before, and this is what I'm trying to comment on. The answer to that is probably true. There is an exception when you are truly slab-driven soulmates, maybe, or I don't know if this is. All I know is this is different than what people normally have to deal with relationships.
I think, I think that
we just understand each other too well, and we're on the same page too much. We're so much on the same page. It's unbelievable. Yeah. We're on the same page about everything.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell the difference between. So I was with someone where we never fought, but we also never had any discussions about anything real. So there's nothing there. So that I get. That you kind of it's okay, do we even like each other?
I've never been in that kind of relationship.
It's fucking weird. But I used to pride myself on it because I was young. I'm like, oh, look at all the little kids who we know. We don't fight. Yeah, but there were other things. Rand doesn't like to hear that, Rachel. There's nothing there. It's no, there isn't anything there.
Don't worry about it, Rachel. He's making a bad joke.
The context.
But
I'm just saying that sometimes not fighting is not I don't know. It's got to be genuine. You don't want to fight with each other.
Here's the thing. Here's why there's this miscommunication, or here's why there's this misunderstanding. Because most people need to bridge gaps that are caused by differences in their nature and being on different pages about certain things.
Yeah,
And
right.
they need to bridge those gaps with communication.
Right. Exactly.
And because those disagreements are not always going to be easy to resolve, that communication is going to end up with an occasional fight.
Yeah.
And that's a good and healthy thing because it means they're communicating about where they're all on the same page. The thing is, Rachel and I are actually like almost entirely on the same page about everything. And most importantly, we have the same kind of intuitive approach to a relationship and what it means, what things are important, what statuses are important, why words are so important, and a lot of other kind of such shit, you know? So, in other words, Rachel and I talk everything out without being defensive or anything like that. Well, we've been together since September.
Avocado tree.
Is bursting with blooms, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of blooms. A lot of Rachel, too.
I can't believe it.
She is very soft-hearted. She's a good person. She's not... that's the key thing as well. It's like you need to have somebody fundamentally who wants to be in a happy relationship with you more than she wants anything else specific to happen. And it's like... being with the ESFJ, I know what it's like to be with NI Polar. With NI Polar, they always want to be working on the relationship because they have to experience the interaction to
That's so interesting.
On sort of a direct meta level to have any intuitive understanding of it at all.
I've noticed that too.
But INFJs and ENTPs both have a meta understanding of the relationship, which is it's supposed to be here to make us both affirmed, feel better, meet our needs, and celebrate each other. And
yeah, I love celebrating your stuff. Like,
and general, but I mean, we both understand that the words are hugely important.
Yeah.
How you talk about each other.
Yeah,
How you talk
it
to
really
each other.
is. It so is about each other. Is so that I think is you have to have both. And if you're talking about your partner well to other people, I mean, it's if you're not,
then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Or even to each other. The thing is,
yeah,
it is true, Bacon, when you say here, part of your job as a partner is to let the other person know when they are making a mistake, working to help them. That doesn't necessarily lead to arguing, but it can.
it can.
It can, for sure. But in this instance, neither of us are making very many mistakes, first of all, with each other.
No.
You know, it's like I'm not having to talk to Rachel about how to interact with me, and she's not having to talk to me about how to interact with her.
Oh my God, that's so
At all.
weird.
Which I'm sure both of us have had to have those conversations with every previous partner.
All the time. I'm a mess of a partner to everyone, just so everyone knows. Like INFJs, they're not the best partners for everyone. Let me tell you, I got a lot of finger wagging.
Yeah, the thing is, what does she need? Is she needs somebody who's mad on her behalf rather than at her. Yeah. Zandy says hello, Rachel.
Hi, Zandy. I was thinking about her.
Yeah, I was thinking about her too.
Oh, hi, fishies.
Because I enjoy Zandy's chats during my bedtime stories.
Oh, that's so nice.
She warns everybody that it's for 18 and over. 18 and over bedtime stories.
That is fun.
Yeah, it is. I've had a few bedtime stories. I'm not sure you ever really catch the bedtime stories, Rachel, because you're probably asleep when I'm doing them. But
oh my gosh. No, I am asleep. They're probably going on while I'm because I listen while I sleep. So.
Lobo Feroz, what? What do you want? What do you want to know, Lobo Feroz? Talk to me. Tell me the words of truth in your heart. Tell me the wisdoms that you see in your penis. Do INTPs have a meta understanding of the relation with INFJ? No, it wouldn't play out like that for them. And the reason is because I mean, INFPs are judgers. They're just judgers, and as a consequence, they're not gonna coincide with INFJ precisely because the INFJ is fundamentally process oriented, as is the INTP, and that process orientation is the thing that's going to make INFPs and INFJs clash eventually.
Wow. Hey. Hi. Did they eat?
You can feed them again if you want. Just put a little bit of fish food in there. I should have gotten some when we were at PetSmart. Or if we had a kitty,
How would we ever have anything else on our mind at that time?
Right? Yeah. Anyway, so here's the deal about the time frame. Whoever asked that, I think it was Octavia Silva. Um, the Marisha's gonna be here for 2 weeks. Then she and I are probably both gonna leave Arcadia for a couple weeks, and then she's gonna come back. She's gonna live here from that point forward. So MT says, find a different partner. Are you talking to me? Why would you tell me to find a different partner? Or are you saying don't find an INFJ? Or are you telling that to Ella or Feroz? Because I see, because he's got a I got you. Nope, Ella or Feroz, you're not happy with your partner. Yeah, you have to immediately drop it. Just go right up to her right now and say, hey, here, you can listen to the live stream. Sorry, sweetie. Eric says I got to break up with you. We're not the right types. Yeah, just go right in there and tell her. Bad news, sweetie. We're not the right types, according to Eric. I have to be an EHP or else you have to go find an EHP.
Right?
Cedric Beachy, why don't you go out with that little first girlfriend that he's not going to be going out with her anymore? You're an EHP, she's an INFJ. Perfect. What are the right types for INTPs? ESFJs. They will give you the kind of personalized, particularized, experiential FE that you want to lap up with your sandpaper like kitty tones.
What if they don't find an ESFJ? What's a good second?
ISFJ. ISFJs are still going to be too processy, but at least you're going to get that SIFE that you're looking for. The 3-4 SIFE, if you're heavy FE4, then you find yourself as basically a what am I putting? We're gonna wrap this up shortly, Pudding. Okay, we're gonna go inside and do the showery thing.
It's no rush. I just wanted to.
I love you. I love you with my heart.
I love you with mine.
I mean, you have a choice, right? Like, there was a time early in my life when Rachel and I would have gotten together, and I would have said, "What's with all this bullshit astrology stuff?" And, it's like I would have dissed it and said, like, "Rachel, that's bullshit. We can't. Why do you believe in this bullshit?" It would have been like that, Mm-hmm. I'm a different person now. You might say, some people might say, "Oh, you're less logical," or "You're just you're addicted to thinking," or whatever. But no, I'm a meta rationalist, and I understand that I can incorporate those things without losing anything. That they're not mutually exclusive. I mean, it depends what you're critiquing, Bacon, and how you. It's like if she's interacting with you in a way that's not okay, then it's appropriate to try to check that. If you think it's checkable and she's interested in changing those things that are legitimate to complain about.
Yeah.
But if you don't like the way she's interacting with you, but it's not actually attacking you at all or assaulting you at all, then the problem's yours. You find it hard to believe that you're compatible with anyone on the stream. Well, Cedric Beachy, that's because you haven't been loved properly by a proper INFJ who casts her magic spell upon your soul and cause it to become alight with the vigor of springtime bird songs. Like mine has. My heart is alight with the vigor of springtime bird songs.
That's so big.
Do you feel jealous about that, Cedric? I'm listening to your heart right now. I hear no tweets. I hear 0 tweetings. Why not? A lack of love in your heart.
Do you know what? I can't wait to have coffee with you.
Oh, you know what? I tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start this pot of coffee right now. While we're starting this pot of coffee, we're gonna be wrapping up this stream here. I'm gonna ask Rachel to do me a favor while I'm making this pot of coffee. I'm gonna ask her to pull a few cards for people as I'm gonna say, Rachel, can you pull the meow card for meow, and then she'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, is Octavio Silva here?
Octavio Silva, are you here? Eric is right. I love the FE being given, but their banal nature and constant talking gets old.
Who's constant talking?
Jake Hurwitz's girlfriend.
Ay.
They're good people. I like ESFJs. They're very warm.
Serve your INFJ. I'm going to revoke your INFJ license. You are no longer allowed to date any INFJ.
I just flipped over the lover's card.
You do not deserve her. You're unworthy.
He's talking about an ESFJ.
He's talking about INFJ.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't read the whole thing. It was my mistake, actually. Jake Hurwitz. At El Lobo, my girlfriend. Oh no, Jake. He chimed in. He said, "My girlfriend is ESFJ. Eric is right. I love the FAE being given, but their banal nature and constant talking gets old."
Oh yeah, well that's fine for ESFJ. I thought they were saying about INFJs. I was being like, no, you don't deserve that person.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I love you.
But he's right about ESFJs.
Yeah, I know, but
no offense.
But I feel bad. They're nice people. Like they're not. I don't want.
But now it's not evil. It's just boring.
No, it's not. Exactly.
Yeah.
And she could be funny. Sometimes they could be very funny.
It can be funny.
Yeah.
Abraham can be hilarious.
Hey, Winston's mom, and yeah, we were talking about how you'd be happy about PP too to hear the news.
Okay, I want you to pull a future instincts card for Winston's mom.
Okay.
Please. So what this means, this card is telling us if you think of Winston's mom's future instincts as being a computer inside of her.
Okay.
This card is going to tell us whether it's sluggish and virus filled, or right now whether it's clean and running brisk, and she just deleted a bunch of shit and she just defragged it. So,
Cool.
So Winston's mom's future instincts card. Okay, so are her future instincts more clean or more muddy right now? This card will tell us the answer to that.
Pick up Okay. And get King of Wands.
So Winston's mom's future instincts, her intuition, her magical woman intuition, is in King of Wands state right now.
Yeah. And I would say that's pretty clean and getting creative.
What does King of Wands mean again?
Is it?
You want me to look it up on the chart?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking
It's like
Octavia Silva. He's probably hiding. He's like, I'm tired of doing that job.
He's got 3 cats, so.
He's got 3 cats.
Yeah, he's got 3 cats.
That's good. That's important.
Exactly.
King of Wands.
Oh, this is a great sheet.
Yeah. Having energy, experience to accomplish goals, taking control of life, motivation, national world leader fears. So really, basically, you're in your what do you call it? Your soup. You're in your bowl of soup regarding that. That means it's a good thing. It's a good flavor of soup. Okay, so let's pull a card for Eileen now. This will be for Eileen's management of the cyclical. Management of the cyclical.
Management of the cyclical?
For Eileen's management of the cyclical. Your card is this. Ooh, the Empress. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, very good.
Very nice.
Earthy energy, fertility. She's like the mother of all mothers.
It suggests you're very confident managing the cyclical. The seasons pass.
Yeah.
My womb fills with child and empties and fills again. We harvest the corn. I am the empress.
I would have said it better myself.
Now let's get a card for I found bacon.
Okay.
Let's do Bacon's emotional earnestness. What do we call it? Like a injector. It's like a fuel injector, but it's your emotional earnestness injector. It's one of the mechanisms in your engine. Your emotional earnestness injector. Oh, the moon. You inject emotional earnestness via the ruse and dreamlike quality of intuition. Oh,
Dreaming.
There you go. Okay, that's lame. Get better soon. Okay, now let's pull a card for El Lobo for Rose's incredible bitter negativity. For your bitter negativity, you get this. Yes, there are 7 possible ways in which you can be negative. Choose way number 8. Is that the message El Lobo for Rose? You need a little bit of encouragement. Would you like a hug? A virtual hug?
I wonder if he's gonna walk through the bush.
Yeah, maybe. Right now you're trying to watch. Right now you're trying to walk through the bush a little bit.
You're like, I want to go straight.
You know what? I'm just going straight through this bush. Fuck this. I don't care how many possible good things there I could say, good interpretations I could take away from this process. I'm just walking straight into that fucking bush, face first. Well, Oliver Ferrez, thank you for correcting me and correctly interpreting it. Jake Hurwitz wants a love and romance card. Okay.
Woo!
I'm going to narrow the topic a bit from that, though. I'm going to say let's do one card for his positive love energies.
Positive love energies.
Mm-hmm.
This one, this top one.
Positive love energies.
Ooh.
Dinner with Jesus. Your positive love energies. They are. I'm sure it did, Bacon. You're too mathy for me, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Look at that. That's you. And these are all the ladies gathering around you on which one of you wants my positive love energies?
Exactly.
Now let's say
drinks.
The next one is your insecure love energies. These are the ones where you feel kind of, I'm not sure.
This one wants to come. No.
I'm not sure what's it. Gosh, I'm feeling not so sure about myself. 3 of Cups. What does that mean? You feel insecure about threesomes, I think maybe.
I understand that. Especially when they include little babies like that. Like, why are you pouring stuff on us?
Right. This whole sort of Bacchalian debauchery thing was working great. I was enjoying it until you started including babies pouring blood on us. That it just really pushed it too far.
He even looks like he's like, come on, Gail.
Let's see, 3 of Cups. Reunions, celebrations, parties, socializing, gatherings, and norms, habitats. So interesting. You're more of a one-on-one. We're gonna play this game tonight, girl. Yeah. Once you take one of these cups, then you don't want the baby along.
Yeah, it's like fun times over.
Yeah, and 3's a crowd. Juliet. I'm Romeo, you Juliet, we don't need a baby.
I brought.
Anybody else want a card before we put these away and wrap this up? Anybody else want a card? Anyone else want a card? Anybody 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 else want a card? Going in 10.
Sam Smith.
All right, a sleep card.
A sleep card. Okay, sleep.
So this somnambulant part of your soul. Somnambulant. Here, you pick it. Somnambulant part of your soul. The sleeping part.
The sleeping
part of your spirit that lies dormant to sleep.
Huh.
Is the 8 of Pentacles. Like, that's, I believe this is, okay, you'll get a love card too. Let's see. Your Pentacles, your 8 Pentacles is New job, craftsmanship, hard work, dedication, concentration, diligence, don't give up. So it sounds to me that your stalking of that girl is about to pay off. But what was this card for again? Sleep.
Sleep.
right.
Yeah, so you can
This is
count your
not the love
pentacles
card.
to go to sleep.
All right. So, you've worked hard enough. It's time to rest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this means. You're an old dude. You can't work all night anymore. You don't have it. Your back hurts. Your knees hurt.
But it looks great.
Yeah, it looks
You
great.
did a
You're doing a
great
great job. Totally. You did a fantastic job. You're a real craftsman. Now take a nap. Okay. Eileen wants a Mia.
Okay. Sam Smith, I guess, was Coolio too.
I don't know
A
if you're
card.
saying you want a card too. You like a card. George wants a card. Okay, so George, I think George's card should be. He should have two cards: his worry and his hope.
Worry. Hope. Ooh.
Let's see. Worry. Ten of Swords.
Ten of Swords. Getting stabbed in the back.
Good thing to get worried about. Anguish and heart trouble and yeah. And then your hope is family, I guess.
It's family. It's the soulmate card. They call that one.
Six of Cups. No, that's a 2.
No, they also call the soulmate one 6 of Cups as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Children, nostalgia, past influences, homesickness, youthfulness, creativity, and family. This is your hope. But your fear or your worry card is 10 Swords. Betrayal, enemies, failure, breakdown, rock bottom, nail in the coffin, over the friend victim. You want to pull a Path of Resolution card?
Well, this one popped out.
Path of resolution between these two matters. Yeah. What is that? 9 Pentacles. Hello, Furs. Are you drunk again? I think you're drunk again, aren't you? I think so. Just a guess. I could be wrong. I'm not expert, and I don't have a breathalyzer, an internet breathalyzer. Independence, financial stability, thriving business, rewards for hard work, contentment, self-discipline. This is the path of resolution for you. One more card, and we're done. Is this the right direction?
Yep. Oh, I don't even know. Sorry.
Yes. Okay. Now we'll pull a love card for Eileen. Let's see what's inside. Oh, did we do George already? That was George, huh?
Yeah, that was George. Yeah, we haven't done Eileen yet.
Eileen love. Page of Pence. Good news in financial matters. Laying the foundations. Decide what you want. Go for it. Dependable. Go for it. That card literally says go for it. Whoever you're thinking about humping, go for it. Page Pentacles. You just be like, hey, this pentacle is my vagina. Here, hump it.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're putting it on a platter. A pentacle platter.
Mm-hmm. The platter of pentacles is the best kind of platter on which to put pentacles.
Yeah. Sterilizes coronavirus.
It does. One of the many benefits of it. Okay, thanks everybody.
Can we do one for Olivia for her fear? I feel her so much.
Oh,
right
wait, yeah,
now.
sure.
Like, I get that fear.
Aloia Wicca Solo. I will do this. This is what I call your deep fear.
Ooh.
What, are you going to be able to balance everything? That's your deep fear.
Mm-hmm.
Your mid-level fear.
Mm. Two of Cups.
That you'll either never find your soulmate or that your soulmate will die. It's kind of strange mid-level fear. I guess it means it's like this is probably now deep fear, and this is probably long term, lasting deep fear.
That's what I was getting to.
And then lastly, your shallow fear that you really shouldn't be afraid of. You shouldn't be worried about this one at all. Which one of these is it? It's one of these two. It's that one. Wait, which one? Yeah, that one. You really shouldn't be worried about babies blindfolding you.
What was that? Five of
Pentacles.
Yeah. Kids are whatever.
Kids will periodically come up and blindfold you. Usually it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Just tell them to take the, hands off your face.
Right.
I mean, they like to play peekaboo and pretend that they're not there. But
so this is the thing you shouldn't be afraid of that you are. Temporary financial hardship, feeling the world's against you, negative change in circumstances. And then here's the hidden strength that will help you resolve these things. Rachel, you choose. Which one? You want to shuffle them or you just want to pick?
I'm just going to dig.
Okay, you dig. Dig in there, girl. Page of Pentacles again. Old Page of Pence. He's been coming out a lot right now. You know what the earlier card that kept coming out was?
What?
10 sticks. Came out
Oh
like
yeah, 10
freaking
sticks.
10 times in the last couple of
It was burden.
things. So good in the financial matters, and the foundation stuff you want, go for it. That's the answer.
So yeah, that's actually a good answer.
It is. Go for it. Do it. SE. Be SE
Good
hero.
financial news. That should help the fears.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Good night, sweethearts. It's time for us to go. We're going to go inside and shower and rest briefly before dinner we go in.